Love Connection. And now here's our host, Pat Bullard.
Oh, boy. Thank you. Good crowd. How you doing, buddy? All right. Another great audience. Let's get started by meeting our first guest. He likes to write songs for his dates. He claims that he's turned on by laundromats, and he thinks of himself as a 70s guy stuck in a world of 90s women. Please welcome Greg Seisel. Hey, Greg. How are you, buddy?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. All right. That was embarrassing. Before the show, we had on the same outfit. I had to run and change. Now, you're a 70s guy?
Yeah, I consider myself very affected by a certain period of time which there was sort of, you know, free love, free music, free sex.
Yeah.
And there was a brief period in time where it was a utopia that I try and capture that essence of time within the way I look at things.
And what's your problem with 90s women, Greg?
I find that a lot of 90s women are very aggressive. It seems sometimes they're a bit more serious. A little too aggressive, a little too serious sometimes. I think the women who dance and get out on the floor and worry too much about their lipstick and things like that.
Right. And you just think it's all about dance, man. Just
it's all
get out
about
and
dance. Freedom through dance.
Right.
Freedom through dance.
Let's take a look at the women that Greg had to choose from. Remember, you guys are going to pick the woman that you think is best for him. First, it was Leah. She was raised in Orlando. She says that she's looking for a dark-haired man who will treat her like a princess. Leah claims that she likes surprises. Here's more on that.
My ex-boyfriend, actually, he was always full of surprises. And his first surprise was that he was a stripper, and he made me sit down and watch him strip. And I wanted to run out, but it was fun. Turned out to be a very exciting relationship.
And next there was Naomi. She works in a laundromat. She moved here from Tucson, Arizona. She usually dates about 3 times a month. And when she's alone, she likes to write poetry and play with her dogs. Here's more from Naomi.
I don't like people who care what other people think. I don't like it, like if I'm in a restaurant and, like, let's say I'm, like, laughing really loud or we're talking about something, or I just get up in the middle of it, everything, and start dancing, or, you know, whatever. We're walking down the hall of... I like to do stuff that's kind of out of the blue, like spontaneous.
All right, finally there's Teresa. She was born in Bangkok. She dates about twice a month, and she only rates herself a 6. She's looking for a guy who loves kids, animals, and amusement parks. Teresa tells us why she doesn't like it when dates bring her candy and flowers.
Box of chocolates and flowers. No, I mean, flowers are going to die, and the candies are going to make you fat, so either or, you know, but, I mean, if he brings like a 6-pack of beer and Austin Powers, yeah, let's watch a movie.
All right, guys, those are the 3 women that Greg had to choose from. It's time for you guys to vote. Make your choice. All right, the votes are in. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll meet the woman Greg selected and hear all about their date. Come on back. You don't want to miss this. All right, we're back. We're talking to Greg. Greg, why don't you tell us who you selected?
I picked Leah, Pat.
Leah. Okay, good. There she is. Let's say hello to Leah Feldman. Hi, Leah.
Hi, Pat. Hi, Greg.
Thanks for being with us. Tell us about your date, Greg.
Well, I spoke with her on the phone before the date, obviously, and talked about what time I was going to meet her. It was kind of weird because I knew what she looked like, and she got a little weird because she didn't know what I looked like. So I went to pick her up, opened the door, our eyes meet, and her face drops.
Yeah.
I could tell right then and there that I hadn't met her expectations. I think I was a little freaky. I think it kind of freaked her out a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Now, what did you think of his looks, Leah, when he showed up?
Well, I'm just used to going out with guys that are a little bigger. I mean, bigger this way. He was just kind of scrawny. He was really scrawny. He was really wild and crazy looking. He was just not my cup of tea at all.
So just physically, you thought he'd be bigger. Okay. So then what happened, Greg?
Okay, so we get in the car, and I could tell her expectations weren't rising or anything like that.
Yeah.
And, nothing else was rising either. So I decided, you know, she said, why don't we go for coffee and split the money? I've got bills to pay.
Oh,
No,
wow.
no, that's not what I said. He's lying. I can't believe this. No, he wanted to go to a reggae club, and I already told him on the phone that I really wasn't into reggae, and he insisted on going. And I was just like, well, you're being kind of selfish.
She, you know, I obviously mentioned the word reggae, and she was like, reggae?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I had to, you know, have to kind of do this my friend's band's plan. So we get to the club. A lot of my friends were there. A few.
A
well,
lot? There were 10
friends.
of his friends there. I was like, what, Greg? You want me to introduce you to your mom and dad, too? I mean, what's going on here?
All right, so I tried to make her feel included with the friends by giving her a brief profile of each friend and sort of including her in the conversations. But it didn't help.
She wasn't responding to that at all?
No.
So you get to the club and all your friends are there, so
Yeah.
it's not real cool. So then what happened, Greg?
Well, I take her to the back where we can be alone. Nice, small, candle-lit table. I start asking her questions about herself to sort of get the feel for who she is and see if we can just maybe get something happening.
Yeah.
No, I was asking
Trigger
all the
something.
questions, Greg. I was trying to get the ball rolling, and you were just like, ugh, all zoning out. I was
All
like,
right.
ugh,
What kind of things? What kind of things had you been talking about?
She starts talking about her ex-boyfriend. And his aspirations to be a porn star.
Right. All right. Now,
well,
why
I'm
bring
just
up
used
your
to
old
going out with
boyfriend?
guys that are a little bigger.
But on a date, Leah, why would you bring up an old boyfriend like that?
Well, I just didn't want him to know that I was interested in him at all, because I wasn't. He was just a little too crazy for me.
All right. So she brought up the old boyfriend. Conversation's a little strained. What happened next, Greg?
Okay, so then, you know, we try to get out and dance. It doesn't happen, nothing like that. So she's like, why don't we go to a karaoke bar? And I was like, you know, I've never karaoke in my life, but I figured, well, you know, maybe it's time to give her a little piece of the show. But there were no karaoke bars open, so we decided to go to a diner.
Right.
This ended up being the diner from hell. Just bad
Great.
service. I mean, just the worst service you could possibly imagine.
Unbelievable.
Bad food, like, ugh.
Hey,
bad.
guys, you're agreeing on something.
So,
Waitress
bad
was
diner.
horrible. It was unbelievable.
Tell me how the date ended.
well, I took her home, walked her to her door, gave her a quick hug goodbye, and that was it.
All right, so just kind of cold. Yeah. Well, I think we should take a look and see how the audience voted. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's rough. Leah only got 2% of our audience's vote, but 86% of our audience thinks Naomi is the girl for you, Greg. If you would like to go out with Naomi, we'd be happy to pay for it.
I'd like to go for Naomi.
All right, good, Greg. We'll set that up. Leah, I thank you very much for being with us. I'm sorry things didn't work out.
Okay.
All right, check back with
you.
us again sometime. Greg, thanks very much. You go out on your date, come back and tell us all about it.
Okay,
all right?
I will.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more after this.